Every couple of weeks in the small Douglas County town of Millerville, something takes place that many in west central Minnesota benefit from. It's the making of Millerville Butter. Although butter has been made in Millerville since the early 1900s, it's been made through the Millerville Co-op Creamery since 1929. And just within the last couple of years, it's being managed by a technology company in neighboring Brandon, the Gardenville Cooperative Telephone Association. Its CEO, Dave Wolf, says Gardenville exists because it was started by a creamery, so why not return the favor?
When I learned that the Millerville Creamery had gone insolvent, I thought it's time we step up and help a creamery out. Millerville Creamery has been in operation since 1929, and I think it'd be a crime to let something like that fail under at least my watch. If I'm big on running co-ops, then why not figure this out too?
Now, with some good backing, the production of the butter itself has some stability and is growing steadily. Deidre Hubbard manages the Co-op Creamery.
Currently, we do about 25,000 pounds of butter a year, which isn't a huge amount of butter. So we make butter every 2 weeks is about where we're at. So one batch of butter is approximately 1,100 pounds. But it takes us 3 days to make that one batch because you start with your pasteurization, that's your 1 day. Day 2, it goes into the churn, is where it's turned into the butter, and then placed into the Friday boxes, which you can see back there. And then day 3 is the cutting, wrapping, and boxing.
Deidre's husband Eric is the head butter maker. He's being helped today by their son Owen, Eric's mother Ruth, as well as Lucy. Eric works for Gardenville, but took on the additional role a few years ago.
Deidre needed a new butter maker a few years ago, and her boss, Dave, said, I will get one for you, and he put out an email to the entire company, and I was the only one that volunteered. So here I am 2 years later.
And that leads us to the butter. After all, what's all the hype?
Millerville butter is special. It's all about the way that Millerville butter is prepared. So there's 2 different forms of butter. You've got batch butter and continuous churn butter.
Millerville butter is batch butter.
The butter we produce is handmade. It's hand batched. It's the same process that's been going for 90 years plus. It's amazing, actually. This is premium butter, which you do not get anymore. I mean, this is artisan food. This is what Grandma had to cook with. There's 3 ingredients. You have cream, rennet, and salt. 3 ingredients in that churn. The rennet, the enzyme from a calf's stomach that makes it clump up, gets the buttermilk out of that cream, turns the butter yellow. Now when you buy butter in the store, if it's yellow, it's food dye.
They say its natural flavor makes it sweeter and better tasting, and that has helped develop more and more loyal customers.
There's people that won't bake with anything other than Millerville butter. This time of year, actually, any time of the year, people come in and they'll buy 100 pounds at a time. They get stocked up. They buy it for Christmas gifts. People go nuts over Millerville butter. And it's great because they love the taste and they can't find it in anything else.
Membership in the co-op is also growing. After all, membership and a share in the company is just $100. And Dave has his sights set on making the Creamery Co-op into a grade A butter plant that utilizes all the dairy production taking place right in the Millerville and surrounding area.
I mean, there are so many byproducts of butter making process that we can explore. And getting a pipeline of milk coming in here keeps the milk from having to get shipped to Wisconsin to get separated and processed. Can you believe how much milk goes down I-94 right now? It's insane. Why not stop it right here and make products locally again that I think anyone would benefit from consuming?
Dave says these may be small towns, but there's a lot going on here.
In this zip code that I'm sitting in here right now, I'm looking around me, there's a lot of companies that have moved over here that have a can-do attitude, and I think that goes all the way back to the heritage that was around here that started this creamery.
So when you enjoy those meals, snacks, or treats enhanced with Millerville butter this holiday season, know the recipe for the butter is simple with an extra helping of determination and heart. In Millerville, for the Voice of Alexandria, I'm Joe Korkowski.